Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, Paul Greenwood is the chairman of ExxonMobile, the oil giant, and so you would imagine that he knows a fair thing about the oil industry, which of course he does. But he's now hit out against Labour or hit out over Labour and its North Sea oil bashing policies, basically. Just a few days ago, the company launched well, not launched is the word, announced the news that it was going to be closing its manufacturing plant in Fife. It's going to put hundreds of jobs at risk with immediate effect. But of course, it isn't just the jobs, it's the families. So many more people than that. And of course, the money that would have gone into the local economy. So that's going to have an effect as well. But Greenwood is basically pinning the blame entirely on the Labour Party and in particular on to Miliband. He's saying that the policies have stripped the UK of low cost operating environment and the competitive market conditions needed to keep the site viable. He said high taxation and much more, shall we say, anti oil attitude from government has said that it's increasingly difficult to maintain the edge. His words were that, and he said to be blunt, he's got one of those keys to success in place, and that's brilliant, a brilliant workforce. He says, but the tax and the windfall taxes announced and the ban on production licenses basically make it a declining and rapidly declining environment in which to do business and to drill for oil. And I suspect, of course, that not only is he right, but I suspect other oil companies will feel the same. There's an awful lot of people who just basically don't want to risk capital investing in the North Sea when they've got a government so vested against it. Now, the GMB's union Scotland Secretary Louise Gilmore, a couple of days ago, she wrote to Reeves telling her to cut the windfall tax on oil and gas, which Reeves increased last year and looks like she's going to increase again this year. The Treasury has been briefing her on what the weighing up the cutting of the levy would be, but it looks like it's not going to be cut. It may not rise, perhaps, but it doesn't look like it's going to be cut. But even so, this is all down to Miliband and his push for net zero. Only it's going to be so destructive, and the loss of monies that we get with the oil money when that goes, the first people who will feel this will be the civil service, because most taxes go in at the end of the month. Oil tax goes in at the middle, so that they've got it in place ready to pay the civil service wages. This is true. People won't tell you this. I happen to know this. I happen to have an inside tag because someone I knew who was very, very senior in the civil service, in HMRC indeed, a warranted HMRC officer, a Mandarin, if you will. He told me all about a load of things about the HMRC, about customs and excise as it was, about inland revenue as it was before they merged to form HMRC. And some of the things he'd tell you were horrendous, but yeah, he told me that it's the oil that pays their wages. If all of a sudden the oil goes, nobody knows how they're going to afford to pay the civil service wages. You'd think the civil service would be working to keep the oil industry in place. Odd that they're not. But anyway, let me know what you think on this. Is Miliband destroying it? Yeah. Is Paul Greenwood right? Yeah. Are we screwed if the oil companies pull out? Most definitely right. Thanks a lot.